Here we are in the bedroom, seductive as ever, as I promised. Seductive as the single bed of a 50-year-old man can be. Right, where should we start? Okay, well there's a Van Goghy sunflowers thing that I did for my mum, but she never hung it up, she never did. Always liked it, so she said, never put them up. There's 2 or 3 of those. I have a feeling she didn't like them at all. An old one, a skull of course. Heavy metal and skulls and death. The end of the world, mortality, there is no hope. Do not cheer up. Sink blackly into despair. The skull beneath the skin, etc, etc. Self-portrait as a blonde, as I dressed up for summer reading challenge as a mad professor. Still blonde and blue eyes, goes quite well. Oh, more death. Death in the bedroom. Dead to Love and Dancers, I believe this is called. Rather prompted by a friend of mine who wasn't too embarrassed to get change in front of me. I wasn't quite sure what her game was. In other words, I was probably missing a huge cue. Here we are, Francis d'Orléac as all Blodeuwedd, as the Welsh myth of the woman of owl and flowers, made from flowers, turned into an owl because her fella didn't like her having her own way, having her own will. Bit of a shitty story. Sorry YouTube, bit of a awful, terribly misogynistic story. Doppelgangers. I've always been fascinated by doppelgangers. In fact, because I had one for 2 or 3 years in this area. Really did. He was having a lot more fun than me, playing the piano, surrounded by girls, and having a great time. I was just getting paranoid, but he definitely was there. Oh, yes, here we are, more suicide. Here we are, suicide. Razor blade and wrists. One here. Let's go on the bed, because no one else will. Let's go, hey, go on the bed. That was a night terror. That thing where you're wide awake, but you're not, and something's on you. The succubus, the incubus. The sheer fear you're awake, but you can't move. Very cartoony. And back to a very cheerful thing to have above your bedstead, but at least this is why I can't see it. The night I tried to suffocate myself with a plastic bag on Christmas Eve. Happy days. Still here. Oh, let's see. Oh yes, this was a very, very strange dream this was. Where is Mother? Dreamt this years ago. Painted it years later. When I was first trying to. Yes, where is Mother? She was on a gurney, as they call it, chopped up into pieces with one of her lower features gazing out almost like an eye. Yeesh, dreams, eh? A harmless Morris man gallivanting upon the heath. It's more like it. Alright. Lancing beach green, huts and a man walking a dog pursued by crows. Apart from the big crows going the other way because, well, you know, you can't make crows all do the same thing at once, you know. Very, very singular beasts. What's the thing? If it's one crow, it's crows. If it's 2, it's ravens, or something like that. Another green man, the Green Man in St Mary the Harbour, which is in Shoreham. There is a green man in the church there, and that's roughly the way he's portrayed. This was from Jimmy McGee's poetry bordello. Did some paints for him. He wanted paintings of various people reading books in a bordello style. So this is a lady who seems to have lost her top nearly, reading a book of Catullus, the rather filthy Greek poet. Tulips. Again, an old painting that never quite made Mum's wall. I got it back when she died, so you know, there's always silver lining, eh? Can't show one above that because it's basically a very dodgy forgery of a print when my morals were stupid. There we are. Seagull and pigeon. Brighton birds. My nose was nicked, the original version. There's paintings in the gallery in London, and to do with Stuckism, and a lady put it on, didn't return them, or return the calls. What a bloody cow. Here we are, not Schiphol, Munich airport. Hours to wait, feeding sparrows with my pretzel that came with my beer. I like that painting. There's a sparrow. There's me. Right, this over here, very old, the Mask of the Dan tribe. Let's see, the motifs are sun and moon, man and drink, woman and drink, cigarettes and smoke. My God, we're all terribly hangman, won't we? Trying to be Mr. Childish, hugely influenced. What can I say? Glad I was. Suckered and sinning. Dee Dee the model there. Man, I'm not sure what this is about. Man as a marionette sitting on a woman who's not exactly enabling him, more understanding him, I think. His pursuit of alcohol. He's a happy fellow. Yeah, a pursuit of alcohol that really isn't making him so happy. But you can see why, because it's white wine, and who likes that shit? Right. Well, actually, it's quite nice if you drink it in Venice. Oh look, modern art installation. No, that's an air purifier. That is painting. Pictures is what matters. For the exhibitions at the Beesmouth Gallery for the Brighton Stuckies, such as they were, all 3 or 4 of us. Next to that, Arwen, the model. She sings the Murmuration, the first small and much better version. I love the Murmuration in Brighton, hard to paint. Oh dear, this is a revenge painting, I guess. Terribly cliched Asian painting. Trying to go for the style of that bloke you was getting, you know, the 70s bloke you was getting pubs and things, Prince, the very guy. There we are, revenge painting if you like. Funny enough, still one of my favourite people. But there we are. We're having a terribly bad time. I've been watching The Trip too much. I get to Rob Brydon. Oh dear. Shelf of dead people. Erica Keating's stag. That's a cat whose name eludes me. Damn it. Right, this is quite like. This is the fox, the old gentleman. Gentleman goes by with a tree, and behind that I've stuck up some tree leaves. There's the Standing Stones of Arran, which I visited briefly. A disastrous holiday where I was ill. My friend got in a fight, I hit him as well, and then he got stung by a wasp and his arm turned into a huge gigantic wall's sausage and his body was barbed or banded like a wasp. My favourite Green Man's piece, collage piece there, on an old cheese box. This is Dan, the tribe of Dan, Rahan. Slide Down Trombone Blues. Very old again. Love to get a shot of it. But there we are. He never quite makes up his mind he wants that one. It's very heavy as well. Right, let's try and have a quick look behind the door, shall we, people? Oh, that's a... There we are. This is the first Brighton Constitutional Covey picture. The walking group. And lastly, I think in this room we have self-portrait in a wrestling mask. There we are. And I think that concludes the tour and various paintings in my house. As I say, I find it's good to give them away. Gets rid of the clutter. But then again, there's still a hell of a lot here. Going cheap.